Hello everyone and welcome to the Apex Online Racing GT3 Elite League for PC. As you see there, I just get the pole position for now, but this is going to be my fastest lap, so I'm about to improve on it. So into the first corner we go. Now this is quite a good track for Audi. With it not being a turbocharged car and with it being low altitude, it has full power. We can actually use that power and we can actually give it a good go. Now the car just gets a bit slippery through there. I'm going to lose a little bit of time through the right-hander. Oh, gets so close to the exit. Remember, two wheels have to stay inside the white line with the AOR league. And as you see, we just do that there. We continue on towards this sharp right-hander. I was struggling a little bit here with the braking. Now, I have done the engine braking change that someone recommended last time. Vernux recommended it as well. So initially it was 5. Sorry, it was set at 4 by default setup. I'm now at 6, but not at Dubai. I've done it since for round 3. And by the way, round 3 is a mega race. You'll want to watch round 3. But we're here at round 2 at Dubai, and I know this track from the SMSR sorry, not SMSR, the multi-class championship that happened on PS4 way back. And there we got a podium here, I think it was. So we do know this track and we're quite quick at it. As you can see, we're over 2 tenths up at the moment, but we're just going to lose a little bit there on that last corner. That's just the tyres and the engine damage kicking in. Engine damage a big factor here. Of course, with the heat, we're racing in the middle of the day, so tyre temperatures are an issue. So the ducts are wide open. The radiator is wide open. It's 100%, and as you see, I'm happy there. I'll talk about the setup in a second. But as you see, we do get that pole position. The Audi takes the pole position, the only person to break the 33s. And as you can see, we got a lot of that in the last sector and also the first sector as well. But I was nailing that really well for some reason, the first corner especially. And just going through that chicane, I could just do it nicely. I'm not sure why. As you see, I'm about to guess with fuel. I had no idea how much fuel to put, so I put up to 88 litres and I thought, yeah, it's a few more. I'll just keep that. Had no idea. So then I go back in, I think, should I? No, we'll keep it as it is, because obviously we've got to get going. So as you see, we're just doing the warm-up lap here. We're just going to start doing our 2x2 line. Obviously, we do a manual warm-up line. Drop down to 50 miles an hour. As you can see, I'm just trying to get down to 50. So with the setup, it's default setup again. The only thing that's changed on this race is 100% on the radiator, and the brake ducts are wide open as well. Everything else is the same. I don't change tyre pressures. I don't change anything. As you see, we're down at 47. We're trying to just keep it at 50 as recommended. But we're just going to get a message on Discord. Now, I don't have Discord in there. I've sorted out the sound. They're going to say just slow up. So I know in Jodir's video, he said, why am I slowing up? Basically, Discord told me to slow up. One of the organisers told me to slow up. So I just slowed down. I don't brake because that would have caused a crash. Just let off the throttle. Wait until they say they're okay. They then say they're okay in 1 second. There we go. So they said they're okay. Because I got a bit of a jump there, I'm not going to do anything here. Get up to the line where we can begin, and then we can kick off. So it's from this line I can accelerate, and there we go. We kick off the race. So look at that. We get a brilliant start. Really jump the field here as we head towards the first corner. Now I know the Ferrari in race trim pace is ridiculously fast. We saw that at Circuit of the Americas. So we're going to see that here. Just going into the first corner. Through we go. And remember, I did guess the fuel, by the way, and that will come into play later on. So coming into this first part. At this point, I'm just looking to try and get a gap, if I can, from Jodir. He's a quick guy, and he's in a quick car. Now, as I say, this is more of an Audi track in qualifying pace, but race pace, again, the Ferrari is ridiculously good. Let's continue on towards this corner. Just brake at the right side as you hit the 100-meter mark. And we're just running a little bit wide there. That's with all the extra fuel, so I'm going to have to adjust accordingly. But we've got Jodir right on our tail. Just get a bit slippy there and just keep it in the white lines there. Obviously, that was a mistake. You could see that, the way the car handled itself. Through this right-hander, keep it tight, try and keep our position, and kind of hoping Murphy goes for a move here on Jodir, just to give me that breathing space, because I know I can pull away from the Ginetta. This Audi on the straight is fairly rapid. As we come into here, I'm going to go a bit defensive, brake now. Now, it's here, you always want to stay to the tight line because it's everlasting, this corner. You stay on the inside line, you're going to keep that position no matter what. They'll have to pull something like a miracle to take the position there. And we continue on towards the last corner. So through we go and accelerate out. And you can see we get a good run out there. And we continue on to lap number, well, technically 2, but it actually says 3, of course, because we did our manual warm-up lap. And continue on. So I know I don't have to defend at this point because Jardier is a bit too far back. I know he's not going to go for a dive bomb because it'd be a bit silly to do it here. It's a very fast corner. He's going to go for a dive bomb there. It's going to result in a crash or at least a bit of anger from somebody because it's a dive bomb. Don't go for a dive bomb. It's an endurance race. It's an hour's endurance race. Loads of time to overtake. Loads of time to have the battles. Through the chicane again. This car and just my driving style through that chicane, I love that chicane. I can nail it for some reason. And the Audi really likes it. Continue on. I just got a bit defensive here because I can see Jardier is getting close. And I struggled here last time. So you see I brake much earlier this time. To go on the inside, just keep it. Slight contact there because I'm trying to keep my car on the apex. I have every right to do so. Jardier has to pull out of it and continue on all the same. Oh, this is good battling, isn't it? Absolutely brilliant battling. Continue to this right-hander. We're just looking to try and get the acceleration out as fast as we can. Compared to the Ferrari, because the Ferrari's turbocharged, it will spin its wheels up a little bit more on the rear. It can't get the initial power down like the NA engine, which goes straight into its power band, ever increasing. And into this left-hander. This is a tricky corner, and later on in the race, people demolish their brake markers. So I'll explain where my brake marker is, and you'll actually probably laugh where my brake marker is. Continue on. As you can see, the Ferrari's still all over the back of us here. We are pulling away from the rest of the field, though. If you look on the mini-map on the left-hand side, there's gaps opening up all over the place. But at the moment, we are keeping this first position. Part of this is because Dirty Air is helping me a little bit, and the other part is I'm just trying to drive my heart out here because obviously Ferraris in race trim are absolutely brilliant. Into the first corner again. Notice I stay in third gear this time rather than going to second. That's because of the additional weight in the car. If staying third, it just keeps it a bit more stable. Of course, that's changed now. I've changed the engine mapping in the next race. I can actually do that better. I get a really, really good run. Look at the run I get out of there. That's an unbelievable run. Gaining, pulling away from Jardier there. We just got the line absolutely spot on coming into this next corner. What's going to happen? I'm going to outbrake myself. Oh, God, that was so frustrating. So, I know Jardier is on the right, and I'm trying to get the car around. Jardier goes through, and we continue on now towards this right-hander. So, we're now looking to try and stay with Jardier because we know we've got a pretty good car, but this Audi, and I know the Ferrari suffers from this as well, Dirty Air, struggles a little bit behind cars, depending on the situation of tyres as well, of course. Obviously, if you've got more grippy tyres, you can stay with the car in front a bit closer. So at this moment, I can stay with Jardier, but I'm going to have to really push hard because the Ferrari is so good in race trim. Now, what I think it is with this race trim with the Ferraris, it's the most fuel efficient because it's turbocharged. It uses less fuel. Now, I've had to put an extra, I think it's an extra, I worked it out, it's like an extra 9-10, it's between 8, 9, 10 litres, and that's how much extra I need to complete the race. The M6 is even worse, you have to go an extra 10 or 15. As we advance a bit further on, of course, Rigor just comes out the pits here. Dirty Air, I just catch his Dirty Air there. Forces me really out wide. I know he's trying to get out of the way there, but forces me out wide. I continue on, and as you see, Jardier has pulled away halfway through the race now, a 3-second gap. So at this point, I'm looking to just try and keep this second position. But as I say, going back to the fuel issue, as we advance a bit further, we now come up to another back marker. It's Mark Bowensi. Of course, we've raced him a lot of times in the ESL. He's in the Lamborghini. Lamborghini, the fastest car in the straight line here. But Mark's struggling here at the moment in that car. It's not as good as the Audi in the corners, I believe. But yeah, the fuel issue. Fuel weighs a lot in Project Cars 2. Like, a lot. It feels like too much, personally. I believe one of the SMS guys said it was 0.7 kilograms per litre. Now, I'm not sure whether that's factually right or what, but it feels like a ton. And you always get to this magic 15 litres near the end, and suddenly you can go really, really fast, even though you've got hardly any tyres. So you advance a bit further on. I think this is just one lap more. We can see we're catching Tejpek here. Now, this one's an interesting one. We're going to be constantly catching Tejpek. But I'll just get back to that 15 litres thing. I don't know what it is. The car just suddenly gets really light, really good, and you'll see that towards the end of the race. So you can see we've got 35.4 as our fastest lap at the moment. Our times are dropping because the tyres are coming off, and we've still got quite a bit of fuel in the car. As we start lap number 28, You can see we're catching Tejpek. Mr. Van Omen's now in 3rd place. Pops was in 4th. I can't remember what happened to Murphy. I think there was a slight incident somewhere. But Mr. Van Omen has been catching me a little bit here. So I'm really just trying to hold on to this 2nd place, because I'd be happy with 2nd. You know, it's a good result in terms of being an NA car and the Ferrari being a very strong car in race trim. So I continue on. I mean, if I look at the top 6 there, we've got Ferrari, Audi, Ferrari, Lamborghini, Ferrari. Just catching up to Tejpek now. I was hoping he would get out of the way, because as you saw with Raigor, the car suffers with dirty air, but Tejpek doesn't get out of the way here. So I'm thinking, okay, maybe he's just going to get out of the way the same place Mark did, just up here. So I continue on as we come up to this right-hander. He's still not getting out of the way. So again, I'm stuck behind him. I think Mr. Van Omen might have said on Discord, actually, Tejpek, what you're doing at this point. Because obviously Mr. Van Omen wants a good, clean race. We've raced Mr. Van Omen a fair few times. As we continue on, he's still not getting out of the way here. So it's causing a lot of issues for me. As you can see, my tyre... Oh, just under the brakes there. You see the car twitching. That's dirty air. I'm not getting the downforce I want on the car. I am flashing a couple of times here to get Tejpek out the way. He's still not out the way. So it's caused me a lot of problems this lap. You can see the lap time has just dropped an absolute ton, and you can see the dirty air is just having all sorts of an impact on me. So I'm not sure if he flashed me or he brakes there just to let me go, but a 36.8, so I've lost quite a bit of time there as we continue on. But he finally lets go and lets me go, and then Mr. Van Omen actually gets stuck behind Tejpek for a little while as well. I'm not sure if he was trying to help his teammate Popsu, but just try be a bit more fairer here, Tejpek. Just get out of the way. You're not racing anybody at that situation. The leaders are still racing. So we continue on towards the last lap of the race, believe it or not. As you see, Mr. Van Omen, he did get in the 2nd window, but then he struggled with keeping up with the dirty air. To continue on, you see my engine damage down at 10. It's crazy, crazy damage. You can see my lap times actually came back. So lap 32, 33, 34 and 35, all 35, 8s and 9s. So you can see we're consistent. I mean, that's really, really consistent. And we've got the pace in there, and you can see we're currently nearly up on our time again here. As we catch up to VSR Noah in a BMW Z4. Don't see many of these around, actually. Jardier's way in the distance, so he's done a good job there. So congratulations to Jardier, because he is going to win. He's 10 seconds up the road. He can have a spin and still win. But we're going to continue on. We're aiming to get the 2nd hit. Noah gets well out of the way. I mean, fair play to Noah. Didn't have to do that, really. Lets me go clean through. He doesn't actually lose a lot because he takes such a wild line. I flash my lights just to say thank you. That's because it thinks I'm taking a pit stop because my fuel's really low. And just on fuel, I guessed my fuel, believe it or not. And look at that. 1.5 litres left. That's literally, if it was one more lap this race, I'd have been done for. But even so, I flashed my lights. I'm very happy with that result. So I hope you enjoyed that race as Noah hits the barrier there. As I say, I hope you enjoyed that race. Interesting that we actually managed to have a fight with the Ferraris this time. And as we come up on this cooldown, you can see Jardier just doing some donuts. I'm going to flash him, and just that's a sign of congratulations to him. I'd say, hope you enjoyed this video. I think the fastest lap was by Jardier by 4 tenths, and I believe that's what the gap really was in race trim at 3 tenths. Occasionally he might do a bad lap and I might do a good lap and things like that. But there's video playlist there if you want to watch another one. My logo is there if you want to subscribe. And in about 3 seconds, boom, we go flying. Oh, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one, which is Red Bull Ring, and it's another absolute cracker.